Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day, everybody. Excuse me now. So Penny try to upset me this hour of the day. So, come on, people. Look here, people, don't come right in because I haven't done a live in the past couple of days and I wanted to do this live today. So come in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, people. Come right in, come right in. Hey, come on in. It's Christmas Eve, everybody. It's Christmas Eve. It's the day before Christmas. Tomorrow is Christmas. I am so excited about Christmas, even though I'm not really a happy people, because you know, say, we're not really big fans celebrating, even though I love Christmas. I'm excited about the day anyway. You know, as my friend says, Christmas is for kids, right? We're big people. We're not really thing there, you know, go all out. Hey, simple things. Good day, good day, good day, good day, people. And why Miss Dana go live as we go live? Miss Dana, turn off your live. What are the people? So come on in, people, come on in. We're gonna talk a little bit today, guys, because I want to look at this whole issue of stepfather and step parents. One time we'll look at the whole issue of the whole wicked stepmother, right? And we know, for those of you who grew up watching things like, what do you call it now, Cinderella, stuff like that. Hey, Maxie, season's greetings to you. Happy holiday. Those of you who grew up watching things like Snow White, Rapunzel, what's the name of the other one? Cinderella and stuff like that. Then you know about the whole stepmother, mother or stepsister, that kind of whole kind of thing, you know? But most people never really look at stepfathers and say that stepfathers are bad. So we tend to get the whole issue of good stepfather, and we usually see stepfathers in a good light. Good? Now, in the past couple of days, I see some people circulating this picture on social media, and I'm going to see if I can pull the picture up. I don't know, you probably can see it up in the corner up there. Let me know if you can see it, people. Let me know if you can see that picture, right? I mean, come give me my pocketbook, please. Yeah, with the whole thing with Spice, yes. And I'm not really going to talk too much about Spice situation, people, because at the end of the day, I just feel like, say, a lot of people get my pocketbook for me. Mine's just messed up, and they say their mind's smutty or their mind just, you know, stay away, their mind, you know, one look hole or something like that. Good? So I don't see why people are making a big issue. Let me know, people, if you can see the picture. If you can't see the picture, I'm going to try to bring it up for you guys on the screen, because I want to see the picture. It's basically a picture with Spice's, what do you call it now? With Spice's baby daddy, or not his baby daddy, but her new boyfriend. Put the picture in overlay. Oh yes, that's what I'm trying. Nidos, let me know if you can come on, Nidos. That's what I'm trying to do. Let me go put it over there, overlay. You see, that's why I'm glad for me to friend them, you know. I have to big up tech friend them. So I'm going to find the picture quickly. Hold on there. I'm going to jump on it right now. DCIM, Facebook. Hold on. Picture I come up on screen right now, people. Picture I come up on screen right now. Loading. While the picture come up on the screen, see it right there, people. So I can't see it. So I want to put it in an overlay Nidos. My note, it's in front of my face. So how do I get it? Because I was trying to get it in background, but it was clearly too it wasn't working. All right, let me see that. No, that not work either. All right, the picture. That is the picture, people. So people actually making comments about this picture. And I thought, you know, why are people even making an issue about this anyway? So let me take down the picture. So you all see the picture, guys. Nidos, I'm going to drop the link, or anybody at all, if you want to join the live, the link is right there. You can use it to join the live and come right in. Right? So as we said, people, you never usually hear the whole issue about stepfathers being wicked. You always hear about wicked stepmother, right? I mean, know some wicked stepmother, because enough of them wicked, right? Enough of them wicked. But I don't know why now thing there, Nidos. Hold on. All right, me copy the link. Me copy the link. Good night. All right, me copy the link. All right, so the link there, if you're able to jump on the live, look a bit. All right. The link there. But as me say, people, this whole stepfather thing, a lot of people don't realize that stepfathers, they actually play a very important role in the life of children, right? And for me, guys, I don't call them stepfathers. I just think that if you're going to come into a child's life, you are the father who stepped up, right? You are the father who's making the difference in the child's life. I'm just think that some whole heap of people just bad mind and stay bad because them see the lady enjoy her life with our new man, for one. He's basically doing a good job. I'm gonna jump over upon him page, guys. I'm gonna jump over upon him Instagram page. Just hold on. For just show you how the man approach the thing. Because I know whole heap of man approach them step kids like that, right? Them see the kids as being the woman's children, but they never think, a lot of men don't take on the role to say, all right, these are my kids. So at the end of the day, you are in a relationship with a man, right? You're in a relationship with a man, people. Good? And you as a woman, you have kids. And this man never sees your children as his children. Him refer to the kids as your kids and that sort of thing. Or, you know, they don't make the children feel like, okay, I'm your daddy, right? I'm your new father. And we see what's been happening even with this whole issue with the baby father, right? At this point in time, he is requesting a DNA because this reader man come make comment to say, all right, the pitney and feed him, right? And why take you so long to find out so the pitney and feel? Watch cool about it. Watch cool. Cool. Listen, I took a quick run on the road this morning and I was back in no time. What's up?
There, I know. So I try to come out of the parking garage.
Okay, cool. So what do you think about this whole thing with the fact that this guy is holding the young lady on his head, on his neck? What are your thoughts on that?
You know, sir, personally, I don't have a problem with it. With the general concept of that picture, I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
But why people having problem with it is because of the controversy that surround the two biological parents.
Right.
That's why I think a lot of people have problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next part of the controversy is this. And I just realized this. I was thinking about it this week. People don't, when we're talking about it, people start to debate on an emotional point of view.
Yes.
Out of earth.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So because they're debating from earth, nothing makes sense more than the earth that they receive.
Right.
So my thing when it come on to being a step parent, I was a step parent from your 19-year-old.
Right. From your 19?
19.
19?
And yes, 19.
You know, big man them time, them man.
Yeah, but me kinda like older woman. You understand me? I say.
I hear you.
Kinda like older woman. But the story with me and my stepdaughter at the time, we had a phone relationship because the child wasn't living with the mother.
Okay. Oh, you became a stepdad at 19. Okay. Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hear me? I crack up a while ago. You hear me?
Right.
And the first time I met this girl, she saw me from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
And this little girl run come towards me, jump up in my arm.
Oh my.
So now her legs are elevated off the ground. She's in my arm, kiss me,
Right.
and tell me she's lovely.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And that's the first time you're meeting the child.
But you see when you're in a relationship that step is involved, the
Right.
biological parent have a key role to play in everything working smooth. Because
I
honestly,
agree with you.
being a father,
Mm-hmm.
if being in that situation and miss that picture, me I go feel away.
Right.
Because
Mm-hmm.
anybody emotions I go, especially when they come on to your girls,
Mm-hmm.
the father don't want most of them girls really that close to somebody who is not them.
Right.
You understand? Because every father
Mm-hmm.
the first time they find out that their daughter is sexually active, it hurt them emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I say? So of course that hurt, but here we go on now. It is the
Mm-hmm.
owners and all three adults involved to communicate. If the father,
Right.
the biological father and the stepfather can become friends, that would be good for the kids them.
Right. Exactly. I agree with you on that.
But
Wow.
tomorrow people don't reason like that. You understand what I say?
Exactly. But
We
you
finish in a relationship
see.
and we
Mm-hmm.
feel say, okay, we never talk to this person here.
And why should it be so? Because if you and the man or you and the woman not together again, why the relationship have to be sour? Why it have to be bad? Why it have to be terrible? Why it have to be awful? Why you can't accept that? All right, we're no longer together. Let's move on. You have moved on with your life. I have moved on with my life. Life goes on. Right? So what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit and have this squabble every day, and people doing things to hurt each other. At the end of the day, life has to go on. And you know who's been hurt in the long run? The children are the ones that's been hurt in the long run.
But the thing about
Hey,
it,
Shania.
the thing about it, and sometimes I not hear properly because the phone I go brrr. The thing about it, I keep on saying this: when parents makes dumb mistakes, kids are the ones who suffer.
Thank you very much.
You understand?
Thank you.
And I don't care who it is. Every child I know want the parents to be together.
Exactly. That is it.
I said this to a grown man a couple weeks ago. I said the same thing to him. And
yeah, break up a little bit. Go on talk. Nine I break up a little bit there. Hold on. Yeah.
I said to the grown man, say, yo, he said, no, if they can't live good better than part. I said, okay, oh, you don't feel your father with a woman. And he smile. I said, you don't feel see I'm a man around your mother.
Right.
He said, why?
Now I go feel good about it.
Now I go feel good about it. And
yeah, not at all.
When you're going in a relationship with step kids that are older, that's why it is difficult for you to actually build a good relationship initially.
Yeah. You're right about that. You know? So true.
But
yeah,
I don't see anything wrong with the picture.
I don't see anything wrong with it either. But look here, well, me sure you probably see that say a DP post it at first. And I see a lot of women, and why me don't know what happened to woman, you know, me just feel like say, Amel, come here. Me just feel like say something wrong with someone with woman. And when we see other women happy, because our lives miserable, we don't want to see other women happy. Most of the time, women always that say negative things about other women. And I see a lot of, come plug in the light for me. I see a lot of women saying, oh, me not gonna make my daughter depend no man. What the man shoulder do to the woman, to the little girl? Plug in the light for me. More often know where the man shoulder do to the little girl.
I saw one comment where say one woman say, not even she and her kids' father they together, and her kid can sit down in her father's lap.
Really?
Who wants to wish woman me can look at me and tell me say my picnic can sit down.
My daughter, because we just show you neither say the woman their minds messed up. You know, see how the woman, I sat and I read those comments and I said, you know what, me not comment on this foolishness. Because me not see how in God's heaven, I mean, I'll plug it in over there, so. Me not see how in God's heaven, you are going to say something is wrong for your child sit on her father's lap. It just goes to show that a lot of these women, plug it in over there for me, their minds, either them have messed up childhood where they were abused, turn it on, right? Thank you. Right? Or something like that, or them experience some form of abuse because me not see why my daughter can't sit down on her father lap. What the
But
father I
no,
gonna do?
it goes back to the point what I'm
That's
saying. When we
original.
are reasoning the reason of a place from a
The
place of
original one.
hurt.
Right.
You understand? When we are
Yeah.
reasoning the reason from a place of hurt. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What a therapist said to me once, but I agree and I disagree. The therapist said to me
Mm-hmm.
that if you do not have it, you cannot give it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, huh? Because we're talking about parenting. And I said, if you don't have it, you cannot give it.
Mm-hmm.
The person looked at me and said to me, look at relationships now that are being broken up. A lot of it is
Mm-hmm.
but take a deeper look at their childhood. Look and see if their mother
Mm-hmm.
and father together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, huh? She's like, because she's like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people stay together for the kids. But
Right, right.
it also have a longer lasting effect on the kids because the
Mm-hmm.
kids know that the relationship is not perfect, but at least the
Right.
kids learn that they can fight for something. They learn how to
Mm-hmm.
fight for something.
Right, right.
And I was like, whoa, that that to me right there was valuable. It was valuable
Right.
hearing that because
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense.
Exactly.
You understand me? I
Yeah.
say, what I wish, I'm gonna tell you something. Me kind of have a whole heap of mixed feelings about Christianity because me know the Christianity was
Hey.
given to black people because of a means of control.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
if you follow the Bible that was given to us,
Mm-hmm.
you can't be wrong. Because every
Can't wrong.
relationship that you go in and you come out of, you leave with those baggage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah, you have a lot of parents now, a lot of mothers who resent their kids, their child that they birth because of a bad
Mm-hmm.
relationship with the father.
Me say, boy, and let me tell you something. It's not something. It's not easy when you have been through a bad relationship and you are left with the child and you're alone with the child. It's very easy. It's so easy if you allow yourself. It can happen. It can happen. Take it from
You know,
me, from a woman who is, I mean, been a single mom for how long, and it's just me alone. It is very easy. Very easy. You have to be intentional about it. You have
you
to be
see,
intentional that listen, me now go do this. Me go make sure so my kid is okay. Me go love my son. Me go love my daughter. Right? You have to be
here what I think
intentional
about
about it.
here what I think about I believe most of us parents are not ready wasn't ready for child, and even today are not ready to be a parent
No. But
because
parenting is not something that you can fully prepare yourself for. Can you fully prepare yourself for parenting?
no, you cannot. But the thing about it, right? When you become a parent, you have to go through a mental change. You have to now realize that the life that you are living is not for you alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when a artist from Jamaica went and do fan only put up some nude pictures, I was taken
Mm-hmm.
aback because she have son. And
Right.
when you put those stuff on the internet, and your son see them there, you feel. That
Right. That is
wasn't ready to
it.
be a parent.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because you realize once you start having children, there are just some things where you have to give up, whether you want to admit it or not. Some things you just stop doing. Some things you don't keep up certain things, right? You don't keep it up because you
No,
can't be a parent, be a good enough parent, and still maintain certain lifestyle.
but you see, back to the picture. My advice to any parent in that situation,
Mm-hmm.
if by society always let mothers becomes the default custodial parent in our
Mm.
breakup.
Right.
My advice to my advice to the both parents is this.
Mm-hmm.
You see, when you're not gonna take on a partner, I mean, your ex cannot stop you from taking on a partner. When you're gonna take on a partner, time come for you to introduce that child to the partner.
Mm-hmm.
You and your ex need to have a conversation.
Right. May I agree with you. That is true.
Your ex need to have a conversation.
But how you have that conversation though? How do you have that conversation? Because some people you can't talk to. No matter what you do, you just can't talk to them.
Well, you were going on.
I mean, I'll carry the ticket come for me.
You see, you might can't talk to somebody tomorrow, right? Because of the, but once you let them in the knowing, listen, I've moved on and I've seen X, and I'm going to be introducing he or she to the kids. Because believe it or not, I believe there are some boundaries need to be set.
Yeah.
Those boundaries is determined on how your family structure is set up. You understand? There's no book on it. It's whatever each other like. You're gonna find some man and look on the picture and say, yo, if you talk to us to tell me I'm gonna come done him, you know. And you're gonna find some woman have a problem if the woman live in the house and the kids them go over there.
Exactly. That is it.
Again, it's in a position of hurt.
That is it.
Because, all right, look here. Let's touch a step thing on a wider scale. Because
right.
Here's some people say, Carl, man, left their kids to pick up stuff. And it's a very unfair statement. And it's the same thing about mothers. It's a very unfair statement. Because love and emotional attachment comes from spending time together. And the mere fact that the men may not be able to spend enough time with his kids and he's spending time around his now step kids, he's going to have a tighter emotional bond with his step kids.
With his step kids. Exactly. And a problem that, you know.
It becomes a problem. But then now, you have a lot of men. You have a lot of men who go and throw them hand in the ear and say, yo, I'm done with this. Me pay the money. Me pay the child support, but me done with this. Because of what the biological mother put them through.
Boy.
Once again, coming from a place of hurt.
Listen to me. We don't know what we do because sometimes we can't certain things on social media because we can't take the drama. You understand? But that is no reason for you to not take care of your pitney them. A lot of men use that as an excuse for not take care of them youth.
No.
I mean, now go accept that neither.
No. What I'm saying, probably you misunderstood what I'm saying. You have some men out there. You have some men out there who basically is committed to do what they have to do for their kids.
Right.
Right? But because of the unnecessary problems.
I understand what you're saying now. Yeah.
Them say, oh, you better me deal with my sanity.
Thank you.
Sanity, that make you mad me.
Me understand that. Me understand that very well. Because a lot of that one.
A lot of men want to be in their kids' life, but are forced not to be in their kids' life.
And in the same breath, a lot of them choose to do it too.
A lot of them do choose to do it. So we can't put a number on it because I don't know the number, but that's why I'm saying a lot.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the good fathers. I'm not talking about the one them who are not there and no one. Them do choose to do it. So they want to do, I might be in a position to can't do enough what they want to do, or they might give up because of whatever pressure that they are facing from
parents.
That them people, them on them talk.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. You see when it come on to all of them something here tomorrow, the man have it harder to deal with, you know, because the woman have her friend them she can go talk to figure offload, you know. I made a post the other day I said society standards tell man that they need to be tough.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that be killers. Because by society standards, a man not supposed to cry.
Right.
A man not supposed to show emotion. So when a man back up on that emotion, what you think is gonna happen? See a
Wow.
woman and say, oh, I don't want him. I don't want him. The woman already. What am I crying for?
Right.
But if you put a pressure cooker on the stove and block up all of the vents, they're gonna explode. Tamara, they're gonna say this and I don't want no female will hear this, watch it back, take offense to it.
Right.
Women are the one who build, who break man emotionally. And you see, once you break,
they can't break them or build them.
Once you break a man emotionally and mentally, a lot of us man hard to come back from it, you know. So
I agree with you.
Every woman to come after that, get the shit in the stick.
I totally agree with you. Like I so agree with you, Nidos. Trust me when I say I agree with you upon that. I do.
One of my program, we're talking about can a man take care of a woman without money? And this girl shared that her husband picked up a woman who had 5 kids. And he also bought a house. She also got a house out of him. And one of the females who was on the panel said, yes, the man need to go leave the house. And I'm like, and I'm saying, the young lady, her husband, ex-woman, didn't work. She wasn't working. She had 5 kids, which is not for the man. And the man also buy a house and put her night, and when they left, the woman get the house.
The woman get the house.
No, something that break man, and a lot of man can't.
No, some man kill for that night. Some man kill for that, you know.
No, but Tamara, the worst part about it, you know, you have woman out there supporting what the woman do with the 5 picnic.
No, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't go on none at all. None at all. That shouldn't go on. That's a wickedness. A wickedness that's why some woman get killed. That's why some woman get killed, you know.
But you put it to the woman them now. If you bring 20 women in our room and put that scenario to them, you're gonna find probably half of them support what the lady did.
I go support it. No, me not support them. There's something there. Cause me not agree to them something there, none at all. You understand? And too much. And you see, a lot of women they go into relationships looking for things from the man. That's what they do, right? A lot of women don't go into the relationship to say, all right, what can I give to this relationship? It's what can I get? Oh, so I want a house, I want the money, I want the car, I want everything, right? So at the end of the day, men are not leaving with anything coming from relationships. It's usually women who are leaving with stuff, right? And women are doing everything for them can take, right?
I'm glad to say that because that's something I say all the while. A man get a woman depending on his status in life. Right, bike, you get a certain kind of woman.
Yeah.
If you ride bike, you get a certain kind of woman.
Right.
You ride car, the car, and the more you start go up, while a man will pick up a woman who has nothing and build her
and bring her up. Not true.
But woman not do it.
Some woman not do it. You have woman out there who do it. Some woman not do it.
More introduce me. Introduce me to that woman who will do it. Me never see a woman pick up a man in a worse position than them.
I'll do it. If I have the capability to, I will.
Tamara,
and if the man have the ambition to work and build himself, I will do it. I'm not telling no lie. For sure, me will do it.
What I'm saying to you.
But some man have no ambition. So you as a woman, you have your things them. and you pick them up, but then have the ambition to build themselves.
But how can you judge ambition just by dating? How can you
do what?
ambition, but how can you discern that somebody have ambition by just going out and having a date with them?
You know, man, you see how them talk. Some people them just meet up on hard life, and some people just not have the ambition. They don't want to work. You understand? When you talk to them and you study them, you know how it go. You know how it go. One of them, read one of the comments them. So Shania said, I believe that the children is what the biological parents tell them. Unless a man is hurting your child, I see no reason for hostility. Stepfathers can love your child unconditionally too. Exactly. I agree with that with Shania. Maxie said there are fathers that are committed to their children's lives, but based on how the relationship is between the mother, it forces the father to stay afar but maintain his children through the court. Why I don't know? Some man they not even maintain them through the courts. Not even that them now do.
So you see that statement about stepfathers can love unconditionally too. If you are gonna go in a relationship with a woman with kids, if you cannot love the kids unconditionally, don't go in there.
Exactly. Thank you. May I agree with you.
Don't go in there.
Yeah.
Don't go in.
And but look here, and I see I come through with Spice thing, Nidos. Because I feel like so the guy really check for the kids them. I feel like him love them. If you go up on him page, like what day I'm upon him, make me see him post one stuff on Facebook, on Instagram. I go read it for you. Right? And him say, hear what the dude said. Meantime, while I'm at work, baby girl, give me 100% test. 100% on your test. I'm getting you an Apple gift card. Then him say, post test, I got one wrong. What do you think? Should I get the gift card? Right? And him say 95% love my biscuit. Pop quiz for the missing 5 points. So clearly the man really checked for the kids them. So when you see a man like that have a girl upon his shoulders, it could have been the little boy. Why people are making an issue of it? And why not make it look like say, all right, this stepdad will come in at the woman life. But even see people are post, it not go last. The people in relationship not go last. I saw someone bad mind, it not go last. Somebody even commented and said the girl relationship not go last because the man is so close to the little girl. Like seriously, what the man could have possibly do to the little girl? Some dirty-minded people out there. See?
It is surprising how dumb we are.
Mm-hmm.
It is surprising how dumb we are. You understand?
Exactly.
It is surprising how dumb we are. That's all we can say.
Yeah. Boy, God.
You know. But my and I don't know the people in stories, so I'm not trying to get in it. But my advice, and Tamara, I can't stay much longer because I have some stuff to go do. I just come from work.
Yeah, that's fine.
My advice is this: if you're in that situation, go have dialogue with the biological parent. They might not like the idea, say you're going to introduce somebody in their kid's life, but at least let him know. Don't let him go somewhere and see it and buck up in it or something of the sort. Have dialogue with the person. You guys set boundaries. So everybody involved can be happy. Because at the end of the day...
So if the man is a waste man, Nidos. If the man is a waste man, the man not take care of him youth. The man is a worthless man, him not take care of him pitney. What kind of conversation I could possibly have with him? So if you say I have a new man in my life now,
Tamara,
I have a new father.
Let me tell you something. And this is my I'm very serious with this. I don't care what a parent is doing or is not doing.
Yeah, break up. Yeah, break up, Nidos.
Hold on, let me try. More to that carrier. Yeah, you me better now?
People, if the man is a waste man, the man not take care of him pitney. What kind of conversation I will possibly have with him to say, all right, we have a new man in my life now, right? How does that work?
This
Yeah, break up there. Yeah, break up there, Nidus. May I try to figure it out, people, because a lot of waste men out there, and them try to make demands, right? Them not take care of them pitney, and they make demands same way, right?
The reason why you need to have a conversation with him, because it's not your child alone.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I know a situation in which the mother said, "Oh, me nah give the man, me change my phone and me nah give the pitney father number because he not taking care of him." And I tell the mother, he may not be taking care of the kids then, but don't let it be a situation in which the man change and decide he want to be in his kid's life, and because of that, because you are coming from somewhere of hurt, the man cannot be a part of his kid's life. Give the man your number.
Why not? You wouldn't even understand how there's something I go. Now, does you ever experience something like this? They ever been in a situation like that before?
Not as the parent in that situation.
May I tell you?
But I have been in woman life who have experienced the same thing. Let me give you a joke. When I was living in Portland, I talked to one woman. I have one daughter, and the daughter was living in another parish, and we went there. Never knew the child's biological father, but what I heard they describe him. I you see somebody and yes, I am that. So I was sitting in the yard, and the little girl was sitting in my lap, and we're talking, and the guy came into the yard and called her, and the way she reacted, a little girl shouldn't be reacting that way, but she was reacting from where she hear the older people in the house, how they react towards him. So I lift her up, put her to stand up, and said, "Cut it out. Don't do it again. Your father call you, go to your father."
And that was a good approach from you, the stepdad.
We need it all come back from how we deal with situation, because we are hurt.
Yeah.
The child no need to know that the man not provide. The child doesn't need to know that. The child needs to be a child. And we push our kids to be grown up too fast.
Right. You know, but the reality, Max, is that these kids nowadays, they can see it, Nidus. They see what's happening. They know what is happening.
Let they see it for themselves. And know say, oh, all right, let me tell you something. My mother and father break up when we are big man. Zin? And was my father's birthday. And my father not really have that much of a good relationship at that point in time.
Right.
But there was some stuff where was between me and him and thing, yeah? So I sent some money for his birthday. And he went and asked my mother for my number. My mother tells me I don't have no phone. I have to tell her I said, don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that. Let me make that. Yes, your person, I'm gonna go with that.
Right.
And it's just because I don't want to give the whole of Facebook my entire life story. But I had a right not to give my father my number. But I don't say, yo, don't make that decision for me. Let me make that.
Right.
Because let me tell you something. And I'm mostly mothers me thought, because I'm mostly mothers do this. You see when you guys do that, you see when the child grow up, the child is going to seek out their father, and the child is going to resent you. The child might love you, you know. The child might love you endlessly, but the child is going to resent you.
Yeah.
Let the child be innocent. If the child come to you and try to have a conversation with you about what is going on, talk to the child, but don't give the child everything. Wait until the child become a grown person, then you can give them the full details. But we need to drop that emotional thing when it comes on to parenting, and drop the earth and parent accordingly. It's easier said than done, but that's something we need to practice.
I agree with you. Yeah. All right. Later.
Yeah, man.
Take it easy. We'll talk. So yeah, people, I agree with Nidus on a certain level about this whole thing about not sharing certain information with the kid. you know, the child growing up, because I've been in a similar situation where, you know, the father is not there and so forth and so on. And I've kept certain information from my son. And if you notice, like even when I'm having my lives and so on, I try not to, you know, be too, you know, just say just about anything. I try to hold back certain things. Because at the end of the day, guys, you're going to hurt the child. You're going to hurt the child. And a lot of women don't realize that, listen, when you tell your kids certain things and when you share certain information with your children about, you know, a father that is not there or a mother, because sometimes we usually think that it's only fathers who are not present. There are absentee mothers too. There are mothers who just up and leave them kids, gone about them business, gone live them life, gone do whatever they want to do. And the kid is left alone, right? So at the end of the day, guys, we have to be mindful because it's not just fathers who leave children, but there are mothers who leave children. And sometimes it's just fathers who they're taking care of them, right? So we're looking, guys, today at the whole, I think the topic actually says the science of being a stepdad or something like that. And as I said, usually we don't get a lot of talks about stepfathers. We always hear about the wicked stepmother. We always hear about the negative things that stepmothers do and so forth and so on. And, you know, we don't really look sometimes of the stepfather in a child's life. Good. And we saw where some persons, they were having this conversation this week about, you know, Spice new boyfriend or fiance, whatever he is. And he had a child on his neck, a little girl on his neck. And I don't issue with it. Like they were making a big deal out of this thing. And if you can see the picture, guys, I put the picture up there, but I want to drop it back on the screen one more time for you so that you can see it. It's going to block my face, right? What are your thoughts, guys, on the man holding the child like that? He's holding the girl. Is there a problem? Do you think that there's an issue? All right, okay. He's not the father. He's just a stepdad. Do you think he should not be holding the child like that? What are your thoughts on it? Is what I wanted to know from you. And I said to myself, say, end of the day, people, if the child is sitting on the man's neck, I don't see no problem with it. Me personally, as a woman, I see no problem with it. But what if people seem to have a problem with it and make it look like, say, what this man is sexually assaulting the child just by having the child sitting up there. And I'm like, okay, right? People even went as far as making comments to say, not even my daughter can't even sit on her father's lap. Are you serious? Like, seriously? Your daughter, you have your little daughter in your house and your daughter can't sit on her father's lap? You see, that's the problem coming in now. A lot of young girls, a lot of women, they didn't get any love from their fathers. And because they don't get no love from them fathers, they don't know what it feels like to be loved by a man. And that's how the problem come in, people. Them don't know what it feel like for one man touch them. That's why for enough young girls before time, them go to the road and start take man from them the idea them need because them have that desire for a man touch them, for a man home. But because the father never showed them no love, that's why them up and jump and go get man out the road. Because the man in the house is supposed to be loving them. The man that is supposed to be touching them, right? In a good way now, people, me I talk about. The man who's supposed to be holding their hands, the man who's supposed to be playing with them, which is the father, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. So they grow up yearning because there's a part of every woman that desire to want to be loved by a father, by a man. Every woman have that part of them. Right? And if you never experience that love, you never experience that care and so on from your father, you're going to go out there and seek it. You're going to go there and seek it. And that is why in many instances, women end up being in an abusive relationship because them never get the love from them father. And when the men them come with them narcissistic ways, them feel like say, oh, the man narcissistic, but because he might give me whole heap of attention, I love me, I care for me. When in fact this man is obsessed, this man is a psychopath or a sociopath, whatever it is, right? And you feel like say, okay, the love way man give me, that is love. No, it is not love, right? I came across facts here, guys, and I think I shared it in the thing there not too long ago. I came across some stats about, being a step parent and so on. And you would be surprised, guys. You would be surprised at the high number of blended families that we have. Very high number of blended family that we have in our society today. And the stats made reference to the USA, but guess what? Them say when US cough, the rest of the world catch cold, right? So this is the stats, guys. There are 1.3 million stepfathers in the United States. 1.3 million stepfathers. More than 1,300 new blended families form each day. And more than 50% of children under age 13 live with one biological parent and one step parent. And clearly that is based on the divorce rate that we have in our world today. Clearly it's based on that, right? In 1990, U.S. Consensus Bureau incorrectly predicted that by the year 2000, there would be more blended than original families in America, right? They said the census was wrong, but not by much. So clearly, guys, most people at some point in time, they're gonna have a blended family, right? And if you don't know what a blended family is when two families come together to form one, right? So let's say, for instance, I was in a previous relationship, I have a child, and I come together with a man who has children from a previous relationship, we form a family, then it becomes a blended family. In most instances, the children will be living with the step parent in most cases. So if you decide, okay, I'm going to get married or I'm going to live with this parent, this man or woman that I'm now with, then you're going to have a blended family being formed. It's considered to be what we call an emerging family form. It is not it's not a traditional family form. Clearly, we have that happening because we see, the divorce rate increasing, a lot of single mothers, women are having children, fathers are not present, and so on. So usually, when a woman gets together with a man has children already, the woman has children, and so you form a blended family. In some instances, the children are already grown. They don't have to come together. The children may be off to college or they're working and so on. But, in most instances, you find, because the stats show that 50% of children under the age of 13 actually become a part of blended families, right? Of course, it is not easy. It is not easy, and it is recommended that step parents be actively engaged in the lives of the children. And here what studies have shown, guys. Studies have shown that stepfathers who are more engaged tend to have stepkids that are better behaviorally adjusted. So if the stepfather is engaged in the life of the child, you find that these children tend to behave better, especially boys. And listen, it is a fact. It is a fact, right? Now, we want to encourage stepfathers to be engaging, like what we see Juba. Let me tell you him name, right? Because a lot of people feel like there's something wrong with what the man do. Man, yeah, Mr. Let me tell you what's his name. I don't know, Ras. J Bud, you're doing great, right? Because you are doing the things that's recommended. You are to be actively engaged in the life of your stepchildren. A lot of men, they go into relationship and all them concerned about is the woman, right? They want to spend time with a woman, they want to be with a woman, and that is why a lot of children they start acting up. Good? Because guess what? This man, I am with my son. Good. And I decide to be with a man now. And all this man wants is to be with me. But he's not concerned about the well-being of the child. He doesn't want to be with the child. He doesn't talk with the child. He comes to the house or you go out with him. He doesn't ask you about your kid. He doesn't care about your children. Right? And at the end of the day, children can pick up on these things. Children will realize that, listen, this man don't care about me. All this man wants to do is be with my mother. All this man coming to do is take away my mother away from me. And that is why a lot of stepchildren, they act up. And that is why studies have shown that when stepfathers are actively engaged, you have stepchildren who are better off behaviorally. These children, they will behave better. So let me read your comments here, Maxie. Stepmothers always feel like they are in competition with the stepchildren for the father's love. Wow, look at that. Maxie says, I think it's innocent. Once Spice knows that she has in her man and she does her background check on the man, I think that is only controversial because Spice and her child father have a toxic relationship. Once they don't work on their relationship, they will always be toxic, and the public will always assume because both their lives are in the public. And you know what, guys? You know what, Maxie? I don't think Spice, because a lot of people trying to insinuate that, okay, Spice just meet this man and just braps him in our putting life. No, she did her background work. I agree with you. She did what she had to do before getting this man involved in her life, right? She did the necessary background checks. She did what I believe she built a foundation for the relationship before she actually publicized this whole relationship and start putting pictures out there, showing him off with her children and so on, right? Hold on, the people. Let me just bring up this document again that I'm sharing with you, right? So wait there. Now, how can you be an engaged stepdad? Yeah, let me tell you now. Those are you, because again, how much the stats are there to say, let me tell you the stats, 1.3 million stepfathers are in the United States. So most likely, whatever number of people in the United States, you may very well become a stepfather. If you're living in Trinidad, if you're living in Jamaica, you may at some point in time become a stepdad. And you have to understand that, yes, you need to be engaged. So you know what, people, as I said, a stepfather is not just merely a stepdad, but he's a father who stepped up. He stepped up to the responsibility. He saw that, okay, there's a single mother struggling with her kids. The children needs a father figure. The children need a role model. And he stepped up to the plate, and he stepped up to the responsibility, and he did what he will do what needs to be done to ensure that the children are properly cared for, to ensure that the children have a positive role model in their life, right? And that's a lot of fathers not doing. A lot of fathers, they are not stepping up to their responsibilities, and that is why stepfathers have to step up. That's why stepfathers have to step up. So how can you be an engaged stepfather? How? Now, when researchers talk about engaged biological fathers, they're usually talking about dads who embrace what we call the authoritative parenting style. No, so you have the authoritative and you have the authoritarian style. Good. Now, with the authoritarian style, is my house, my rules. You live by what me say. Is either you're going to live up to my rules or you're going to get out of my house. That's the authoritarian, right? Then you also have what we call the permissive style. Anything you want to do, you do. I'm not really business about you. You know my fitness. I'm never business about you. That's not the right attitude, right? No. You want to be authoritative stepdads, and you set high standards while guiding your children compassionately towards meeting those standards on their own level. And I believe, again, that's what J-Bud has done, because apparently he expected this little girl to get 100% on her test. She got 95%. Good. And he said, okay, the fact that you got a 95%, here's a gift card from you from Apple or whatever it is, right? To show that he's using the authoritative parenting style. He's setting high standards while guiding the children compassionately towards meeting those standards. You have An engaged biological father exercises authority. He may tell his daughter or his son that he doesn't approve of her budding relationships, or tell his son that he feels he's fallen in with a bad crowd. But he also seldom misses a recital or ball game. He's available to talk, but also to critique. So when you're a good father, when you're an authoritative father, you set the standards and you ensure that children meet the standards, right? And of course, you know, children are what level they're at, and you allow them to work according to the level that they're at. Stepfathers, however, would be well advised to read from a different script, at least at first. All right. So there is evidence to indicate that developing these relationships take time. So if you're a stepdad or you're going to be a stepdad, the relationship that you're going to have with your stepchildren is going to take some time to build. So it's imperative that you take time to get to know them, which again is what I believe. I'm agreeing with you, Maxie, that is what happened in that situation. The man took the time out to get to know the kids, right? So there is the chair of interpersonal family communication studies at the University of Nebraska, Dawn Brathwaite. She said the turning points aren't positive right away. So you're not going to get it right away. It says she recently conducted a study that involved asking stepchildren about turning points during which their relationships with their step-parents improved drastically. The upshot of her research is that blended families need time to develop. And I totally agree with that. And that step-parents who jump, enough of them jumpy, very jumpy, right? And feel like, say, as them come into your life, them are your pitney daddy or them are your pitney mother, you know, work that way. It's going to take some time for you to get to know them. Step parents would jump into parenting roles without first building up rapport with their stepchildren, do more harm than good. I totally agree with that. So stepfathers need to account for this transition period. Brace says, which usually lasts about 2 years. In the first 2 years, it's paradoxal. If he tries to become too engaged in parenting before he establishes a relationship with a stepchild, the child pushes back. Instead, studies suggest that stepfathers should work on forming what we consider to be permissive relationships with their stepchildren, acting more as friends than parents, and avoiding discipline or conventional engaged parenting until the end of the adjustment period. So I remember one time I was at church and the pastor was having a conversation about stepchildren and so on. And one of the recommendations from family life counselors is that it is a biological parent, you know, until the relationship is fully established, who is supposed to, you know, mete out certain disciplinary action against stepchildren. Because what will happen, unless the child really sees you as being my father or sees you as being my mother, then the child will not, you know, be open to be disciplined by you. And that is why it is important that step parents take the time to, and stepfathers particularly, take the time to build that relationship, that engaging relationship with the children or with the stepchildren before, you know, taking on certain active parental role, right? Which is very important. Good. The stepfather needs to really focus on establishing a relationship with the stepchildren before he steps into a primary parenting disciplinary role. That can take between 6 months to 2 years. And again, it depends too on the age of the children, right? It depends on how open the child is to receiving you. It's going to be dependent on so many factors as to how receptive the child is going to be towards you and the action take towards the child. So at the end of the day, guys, you have to make sure that you build that relationship before you start taking on certain role in the life of the child. Good. Now, there is what we call positive stepfather effect. Positive stepfather effect. And you, if you're going to be a stepfather, if you are a stepfather, you can maximize the positive, what we call the positive stepfather effects. Now, after the transition period, most blended families are ready to begin functioning as a family unit. So at this point, researchers begin to see what we call the positive effects of warm, engaged parenting. So having an involved stepfather is incredibly important for stepchildren in terms of their well-being, academic outcomes, and risk of depression, right? The positive impact closely mirrors the traditional father effect, right? And it's what we consider to be the battery of positive outcomes seen in children with involved biological fathers. So with we see better cognitive abilities and fewer internalizing and externalizing problems, right? In adolescence, we see decreases in depression and in likelihood of early sexual debut. You see the positive father effect that stepfathers can have on children. So if you go into that relationship, guys, if you go into, and listen, man, kids need fathers, children need their fathers. Good. So if you become a stepfather and you go in and you maximize on this positive father effect, you can have a great impact on the life of the child, right? So of course, these effects differ depending on the age of the stepchildren when the stepfather enters their lives. So younger stepchildren tend to accept their new stepfathers and adjust their behavior better than adolescents. So stepfathers would be well advised to begin treating well-adjusted stepchildren like their own biological children across the board. So adolescents, on the other hand, are unlikely to fully accept their new stepfathers before it's time to leave home, right? So stepchildren, in their adolescent years, they tend to be a little bit resistant towards a new parent, and especially if they already have a good relationship with their biological father, a new man coming into the picture is definitely going to pose a problem. They don't want anybody to be their father. Okay, I already have a father, right? So it's going to be important that the stepfather coming into the life of the child, he takes that role seriously, and he takes the time to blend into the family and get the respect and love from the children, really building that relationship with the children, right? So that's not to say the relationship between a teen and a new stepdad can be productive, just that it needs to be different. So adolescents still do benefit from having an engaged stepfather, but the type of engagement that's most helpful is what we call parental monitoring, where the step parent really knows what their stepchild is doing, who their friends are, whether they're doing homework. It's not controlling what they do, it's knowing what they are doing. And even as a parent, you monitor your teenagers, you don't control them. You can dictate to the younger ones, but once they get to teenage years, you use a different parenting style with them. You actually you give them what we refer to as autonomy, right? Self-governance. Allow them to make decisions on their own, but you monitor them to make sure that what they are doing is actually on par with what expected to do, right? Now, children benefit from strong complementary relationships between all of the adults in their lives. And this often means stepfathers and biological fathers need to put in the effort to build healthy interpersonal relationships. So Nigel said it earlier. And I agree with him. But I tell you, people, too many people act from a place of emotions. And so they don't look at things and do things like how it is supposed to be done. So you're in a broken relationship, or a relationship is broken, father gone one side, mother gone to the other side. Usually it's the mother who ends up with the children, right? The woman meets a man. Hey, the man meets a woman. So they're both now building new relationships, and they just can't get past the hurt. They can't get past the negativity or the toxins from the bad relationship. And instead of okay, let's move on. They keep regurgitating, oh, you did this to me, you did that to me. They keep, and you know what? The child is caught in the middle. And because you can't have a good relationship with this man, you can have a good relationship with this woman, instead of saying, okay, let us let it go. For the sake of the child, let it go. Let it go. People keep holding on. They keep regurgitating. They keep revisiting the past. And so at the end of the day, mother end up saying, you know what? I don't want my child to be with you. Father saying, I want my child. And okay, and because one person is holding on or holding on to a hard end, whatever you call it, you end up in the courts, and the child is being dragged through the courts, and child support and all sorts of foolishness is happening. And it is a child who is being hurt at the end of the day, instead of both parties come together and say, you know what, it went bad. It didn't work for us. Let's move on. Here is a child. Take care of the child. All right, you so and so. People just, the child is pretty much left with one parent. The child is not able to experience benefits of being with a father or being with a mother. And it's just really sad, people. It's just really sad. And that is why it is important that stepfathers and biological fathers build healthy interpersonal relationships. You know, there are some people who will say, oh, me and him or me and she left, so me not have no relationship with her. Me not talk to she, me not have nothing to do with them, right? You have to co-parenting, that's it. That is it. Very important, Maxi. You have to co-parent, whether you like it or not. You have to co-parent, and that is why you have to put aside whatever is causing you to have bad relationships. You have to do that. All right. So of course, when there's a healthy interpersonal relationship between stepfather, stepdad, and everybody is having a good time, there is a positive additive effect, right? If you rank what's best for kids, it's when both father figures are involved, right? And there's not much conflict. If one is involved, that's good. Neither involved is a worst case scenario, right? The worst thing I feel for no father figure being involved in the life of your child. My God. Researchers have addressed how different age groups respond to step parents, but few studies have looked into how stepfathers interact with sons versus daughters, or how stepfather effects differ across racial and socioeconomic groups or in same-sex families. So that's an area of study that is not widely ventured into, guys. So those of you who are doing studies, and if you're doing like a course in family life and so on, this is something that you can look at. How stepfathers interact with sons versus daughters. Yeah. A lot of these questions don't have straightforward answers. There's a need to better understand the dynamics of family relationships in stepfamilies across more diverse. So in the picture, guys, we see where it would appear, because even when I go on this guy's page, I see him talking more about the little girl than he's talking about the little boy. So it would appear, guys, and guess what? I'm just doing and here, based on my opinion, it would appear that the man is closer to the little girl because the little girl is closer to the mother, and because of the connection between the man and the woman. But it would seem also that the boy is closer to his biological father, and given that fact, maybe he's not as open to having him in the relationship. We don't know, but I'm saying it's on the post and so that I have seen. I don't see the man posting the little boy a lot. I see him posting the little girl, right? And again, it has nothing to the man. It has nothing to do with the man. What you call it now? The man who wants to be with little girls. It's just that maybe because of the relationship with the mother and how close the girl is with maybe the girl is not as close to the biological father, but the boy, I'm assuming, is closer to the biological father. So that is definitely going to be a barrier that he's going to have to break. So when stepfamilies suffer, when stepfamilies form after an ugly divorce, kids suffer. This may have less to do with the formation of a new family than it does with the dissolution of the old one. And guess what, guys? I grew up in that kind of family. I had stepsisters, stepbrothers. I have stepsisters who never liked my mother for whatever reason. And, their children grow up, not knowing us and so on. And it's just kind of sad, that sort of thing, right? So in cases like those, it is the children that is suffering. Now, this may have less to do with the formation of a new family than it does with dissolution of the old one. But either way, put it back. It's not yours, it's not yours. But either way, this means that children in these blended families frequently have behavioral and physical health problems associated with living through divorce. So several studies have shown that divorces can harm children's physical health. Yes. One 1993 study reported that family conflicts are strongly related to illness later in life, as well as with mortality. And other research has established links between ugly divorces, psychological stress, and immune deficiencies. One surprisingly robust study demonstrated that kids from broken homes are more likely to catch colds, even as adults. Can you imagine? So divorce, separation, not only affects children psychologically, mentally, emotionally, but even physically. These things can have a physical effect on children, even up into them being adults. But these figures might be misleading. A lot of these research used to tell us about the negative effects of step families, but we have to look at transitions. Goddesses, the children has gone through. There are some turbulent years as we disrupt one family system and create another. Individuals in the family need to figure out their roles. New roles need to be established. And this can cause children to act out and skew research into showing that stepchildren are at a higher risk of behavioral and active problems. So once this period of adjustment passes, however, children settle back into academically and socially better behaviors. Now, if bad behaviors continue even after the transition period, pinpointing the reason can be tricky. So we rush to blame step parents and the step family structure, but family dynamics are complex and each child's behavioral problems are unique. All right. So what are some practical advice for aspiring stepdaddies? Practical step advice here if you're aspiring to be a stepfather. Let's see here. As far as practical relationship building tips, the basics are the same whether you're a step parent or a biological parent. Good. It is helpful for step parents to listen and communicate clearly. Find shared activities that the stepchild would choose that they're actually interested in, and make one-on-one time with stepchildren. Trying to force family time can be a challenge. A greater sense of family cohesion can be developed through spending time as just a step parent and stepchild. That can take some of the pressure off trying to feel like a family, so it can happen naturally. Dads who are not members of blended families can also help their step brethren. So one reason why blended families suffer is that society still perpetuates unhelpful, wicked stepmother stereotypes and fails to accept and celebrate less traditional families. Fixing society is a tall order, but it all starts with talking about how a family can mean a lot of things. And that being an involved dad is important, whether or not your children share your genes. Good. And again, people, when we talk about stepdaddy, a lot of stepfathers, they are refusing to be called stepdaddy. They don't want a child to say, oh, you're my stepdad. They want a child to say, I'm your mother. A lot of stepmothers, they don't want a child to call them stepmothers. They want a child to call them mom or mommy or whatever it is, because they are not just merely a step that you can walk on, but they are the ones who have stepped up to the role, right? So we need to do a better job about talking about step families. We need to make people aware of the information out there that can help step families become successful. And that's what we have done here today, people, right? There are many benefits to being a step parent. And if you get involved with a woman or a man who has children, it is imperative that you take on the role of being that missing parent. And especially if you realize that the biological parent is not stepping up, the biological parent is not playing the role that they are supposed to play, then you can step up and you can do it. At the end of the day, what are you going to lose? You stand to gain more being a good parent, being a positive role model to this child, being there. I find that children are more open to individuals who are open to them. And I've experienced it. I've seen people have come around me and they pretty much don't pay my kid no mind. And I use this as a thing there. What you call it now? As a red flag or a green flag. Because if my child is not into you, then I'm not into you either. If my child don't feel comfortable around you, I am not comfortable with you either. Right? I'm not gonna be somebody who doesn't treat my child. I look at how you treat my child. How do you treat your stepchildren? How do you treat the children that's in the relationship that you're going in? Right? So a lot of men or a lot of women, they meet you with your kid, but they don't treat your kid well or your children well. They treat them with disrespect and disregard. And at the end of the day, how you treat my children is a reflection of how you are going to treat me. So if you're going to be a stepdaddy, be the best stepdaddy, be the best father that you can to these children. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that you will get from them is love and respect, right? And, with that being said, that's all I have to say about that. Again, the man love the kids. I see a closer bond between the daughter and the man, right? We don't know why that is the case, but at the end of the day, he must show love. And if he must show love to one, I believe that he's showing love to the others. So let's see how it plays out, right? Let's see how it plays out. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on this whole issue of being a stepdad. If you think that, the stepdad should be actively involved in the life of the child, or he should just go and stick to the mother. Let me know if you think that the mother must just have this man coming around. Hey, Camille, what's up, girl? Congrats on your award. If you think that this man must just come around, deal with mother and don't deal with kids and just leave and, that sort of thing, or do you think that this man should play an active role in the life of the child? For those women who, for whatever reasons they have been separated, or, the man is no longer there, end of the day, you have needs, and those you want your needs to be met. But at the end of the day, you don't merely want your needs to be met and your kid is there and your kid is not getting love, your kid is not getting any support. You want to be with somebody who is gonna give you the love and the support, and this person is gonna give your child the love and the support same way. So let me know what I think. Let me know what I think, people. So it's Christmas Eve. The sun is pretty much set. I don't know what you're all doing for Christmas, but for me, it's just kick back, relaxing, and just enjoying each moment. All right. So you all be good, walk safe. If you're not on the road, make sure you take care of yourself. Wear on a mask, social distance, people. Right? We don't want the virus to spike after this Grand Market. If you're not there Jamaica, let me know if Grand Market I keep. I don't know what going. It's been ages since I've seen Grand Market. I haven't seen Grand Market in ages. I was in Jamaica last year and I never even think about it, guys, because we can't manage the crowd. Can't manage the crowd. When you're in a place where you don't have no whole heap of people, you realize that once you just want to kick back, you just like the whole kickback life, and that's it. You just enjoy it, enjoy every moment of it. So guys, you all take good care, you all walk good. You all walk good, and we'll be in touch. All right. See you tomorrow. Merry Christmas. I'll probably do something for Christmas tomorrow. Maybe, maybe not. Bye-bye. Peace. We're out.
Goodbye, everybody.
Amiel. Yeah.
Believe like God and